The final season of The Handmaid's Tale is officially in production, and we can expect it to hit Hulu very soon. So soon that we already have first look photos into the very end of the epic series. We all know that Season 6 will pick up where Season 5 left off, with June and Serena on a train to Canada, hinting at a potential partnership. The two women, once enemies, now find themselves running toward the same spot, as showrunner Bruce Miller explained in a recent interview. Both are fleeing Gilead, but with contrasting motives and trauma-filled pasts, their alliance is sure to be a complex and uneasy one. Meanwhile, June's husband Luke was last seen sacrificing himself for her and their daughter Nicole, leaving his fate and potential reunion with June uncertain. On top of that, June's relationship with Nick remains strained and complicated. Although deeply in love with her, Nick remains tied to Gilead's regime. As Miller hinted, they spend the whole time trying to convince themselves that they don't need to be together, but they're so in love. This tension, according to Miller, adds a romantic layer to Season 6 that is sure to keep us hooked until the last episode. Do you root for Nick and June, or do you think June should be with Luke? Let me know in the comments below. Season 5 also left Janine's fate uncertain after her rebellious spirit led to her capture by the Eyes. Aunt Lydia is devastated by Janine's situation, but her storyline might see her finally questioning her allegiance to Gilead. Lydia's connection with Janine has been an intriguing aspect of the show, adding depth to her otherwise ruthless character. As I mentioned in the beginning, Hulu recently released first look photos for the final season, giving us a sneak peek into the high-stakes drama ahead. One of the photos shows June looking both determined and wary with her baby at hand, a reflection of her ongoing resilience and the battles she still has to face in Canada. We see Serena in another image, her expression equally intense, implying that she may not be done with her attempts to exert control, even outside of Gilead's walls. Both characters are dressed in civilian clothing, highlighting their escape from Gilead, yet reinforcing the shadow it continues to cast over their lives. Other images feature familiar faces like Commander Lawrence and Aunt Lydia, who appear to be navigating internal tensions within Gilead. Commander Lawrence, for example, looks deep in thought, hinting that his attempts to reshape Gilead could lead to drastic power shifts or moral conflicts, especially as his alliance with Nick deepens. Aunt Lydia's gaze suggests a more contemplative side, perhaps signaling an evolution in her loyalty as she grapples with the reality of Gilead's impact on the handmaids she oversees, particularly with Janine's fate in the balance. Now, some of you might claim that the show's ending is already obvious since it is based on a book, but that's not exactly the case. Since the series initially diverged from Margaret Atwood's novel, it's hard to predict if the show will align with the Handmaid's Tale book's ending, which concludes with an ambiguous historical notes epilogue about Gilead's eventual downfall. However, Miller has suggested that the series may continue through a new spin-off based on Atwood's sequel novel, The Testaments, which explores Gilead through new perspectives, primarily that of Aunt Lydia and June's daughter, Hannah. In the final season, Miller has hinted that some of these threads may set up the spin-off, allowing us a glimpse into what Gilead's collapse might look like, but without guaranteeing a clear-cut ending for all characters. "We're closing one chapter, but opening another," Miller said, suggesting that while June's story will wrap up, Gilead's overall fate may remain open-ended. As far as the casting is concerned, returning for this last season are Elizabeth Moss, Yvonne Strahovski, Bradley Whitford, Max Minghella, Ann Dowd, Samira Wiley, and Amanda Brugel. Ever Carradine also returns, while Josh Charles joins the cast in a mysterious new role. Moss, who has directed several episodes, teased that the final season definitely has final season energy, adding, "It's pretty wild, and it's definitely for our audience." In recent interviews, Strahovski reflected on Serena's challenging journey, saying, "Serena's been through so much that she's barely holding on." Strahovski's character has been one of the most complex on the show, moving between villain and victim, and fans are eager to see if she finds redemption or deeper darkness by the finale. Ann Dowd expressed hope for Aunt Lydia's character evolution, particularly regarding her bond with Janine. Lydia has had so much loyalty to Gilead, Dowd shared, but I think she's beginning to question if it's worth the cost. This shift may suggest a dramatic turn for Lydia in Season 6, especially if her loyalty to Gilead continues to wane. For more updates on The Handmaid's Tale, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.